Hello and welcome back. This is David from the Personal Finance Squad. We are in exercise number 2 of creating the budget. We are going to go over general expenses. We just went through modifying the income so that your paycheck lines up to the schedule so that you know what kind of money you can have for bonus checks and the money you're going to live off on a monthly basis. Now, what we see here in front of us are some very common items, or we want to say base items, that almost every budget's going to have. And again, this follows right along with what we did in the book/video instruction. So as you go through this, you're going to have to determine some of these things. If you already have a handle on these, most of the time you won't, because that's why you're here in the squad to perform this. However, we could say, and like in this case, you might have a mortgage payment already. So that's a known number, right? You know that you could have a car payment, $300, as an example, right? Which means you probably have auto insurance. So you have information to put in here. Now, in a lot of these cases, we're going to go through and we're going to perform exercises to make sure that you're paying what you should be paying and how to get the best number for yourself, and to make sure for the ones that are fluctuating numbers, we're going to make sure that those turn into fixed amounts. So that would be, for example, like electric utility, right? Or gas, or certainly groceries, childcare if you need it. So understand here that some of these might be optional. So if you already own a home or have a rent in a place and you're going to stay there for a while, when we get to that part, this is not going to apply to you. But one day it could. So you can always come back and understand how to do it. And certainly, as a reminder, the second section of this entire book and video instruction is all into buying a home and selling it and understanding the whole entire process. Okay, so really at this point, you need to make sure, if you have not done so already, is to look at all of these pieces in here and see what applies to you, and also jot down any other expenses that you have so you can start getting a base set of information into the budget spreadsheet so you can get a handle on what's in front of you. It's much easier to make decisions and really get a really good understanding of what you're dealing with once you actually create a budget and put things together. So as we go down here a little bit, we also have some things that we are going to consider as a mandatory if you're going to follow what the squad provides, and that would be savings, miscellaneous, and emergency funds. You don't have to have a college fund. We'd even have rainy day in this case, but that was the other one. That's probably, again, more for a mature budget, but you can plan this out any way that you desire. Go find out what you have. You're going to have to spend a little time doing this, but make that list. You're not going to get it right on the first try, but within a good period of time, even a month or two, you might catch a little thing here and there. But on the whole, you're going to catch all the major things that you're paying for, and that way you'll start getting better control of your money. Okay, so what we can say here in the last piece is a good way to do this is just to go through your bank statements and your credit card statements so that you understand what the kind of things you're spending your money on, so you can come up with averages, and also where your payments are just coming out that you know are already fixed. Okay, so when you also go into the budget spreadsheet, all you have to do is type in the number into the project column, and the remain column will automatically be populated. So for example, if you typed in 1200 here, this column will automatically populate. And then when you type in, let's say 1200, and you make that payment, then it will auto-calculate for you, and then when it reads 0, just like it shows there. So again, when you're filling it out, just start out by filling everything in the project column here, and then that will complete this exercise. And what we're going to do after that is get into some future pieces down here that you see, and one of them is, the next one is exercise 3, tracking bills with a credit card. We talked about this in chapter 1, but it's very important because most people have credit cards. A lot of people pay their bills on credit cards, and so it's really a separate tracking exercise to make sure that you know where your money's going, and you need to make sure you mark off the proper expenses that are paid for when the credit card is actually making the payment. Okay, so thanks for joining, and we will see you in exercise number 3.